you. Thank you for the like. I appreciate you. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. A fabulous Friday. Look how they cut the cactus down. I don't know what that is already coming up through there. Coming up through the rocks. I don't know. Maybe a new one will grow. I don't know. Hey Jordan, happy Friday, happy fabulous Friday, happy fantastic Friday to you. How are you? Hope you guys are preparing yourselves for a wonderful, 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 wonderful Friday and a wonderful weekend. And I hope that you're getting it in. Okay? Okay? At least 30 minutes. At least. But according to your fitness level, listen, if you have to get in 10 or 15 minutes, that's okay. That's a start. That's better than doing nothing. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate it. That's better than doing nothing. Seems like it should be darker than this. Seems like it should be darker than this by now. Or maybe I'm just a little bit earlier. I've been starting out kind of late, y'all. I have been starting out kind of late. Feels like it should be darker than this, though. So I guess I'm a little bit earlier today. And that's a good thing. Get it done. Get her done. Right? I see the dog in the window looking out. He wants to get out. Don't bring your butt out here. I hope you guys are looking forward to having a wonderful weekend. Of course, treating yourselves, right? The R words, right? Not just the typical rest, relaxation and rest and all that. We want to relax, release, relate, resolve, replenish, restore, recharge, regroup, refill your cup, refill your heart, mind, body, and soul. Because it's not just physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, right? It's not just one of them. It's all of them, okay? So if you are a person who works Monday through Friday and you don't really get a chance to take a break, to get you some rest the way you would like to, hopefully the weekends are the time for you to do that. Now, some people work every weekend. Some people work every other weekend. So for those people, they typically get a day or two off during the week. Sometimes those days fall together. So if that's how you have to do it, use those 2 days as your weekend. And anything you're not able to accomplish on the other days, try to get what you can accomplish on those 2 days, right? Focus on the R words. Rest. Get you some rest. That can mean proper sleep. Okay, we should be getting proper sleep every day, but we know that's hard for some people, right? Let me tell y'all, some people make it a point. That's why I say let's walk and talk Friday. Flavor and favors, okay? Some people making sure that they get proper rest as far as sleep goes, that's like a must-have. And it is a must-have. But it's like, when you eat ice cream, some people have to have, their flavor has to be chocolate. Has to be chocolate chip, has to be vanilla, has to be lemon, has to be peach, whatever it has to be. some people, for them, sleep has to be a priority. Okay? Sleep, any people in the world, period. They the sufficient amount of sleep that they need. Okay? So if during the week it's hard for you, try your best to catch up on that on your off days, okay? On your off days. We just did that hill. All right? So remember, walking and talking are great for a plethora of reasons, right? But if you cannot do that, right, without, then just walk. Just walk, because it is obvious that some people don't listen back to their lives or their videos, right? You're going to get winded. But if you feel yourself struggling a little bit, but you don't want to admit it because you just want to be, you're competing with other people, forget that competition. You only need to compete with you, okay? But people don't realize that. They can't see that. You got people out here doing jerky moves, call themselves dancing, looking a hot mess. Just compete with who you were yesterday. Compete with who you were the day before that, last week, last month, 6 months ago, last year, years ago. Because that's the only person that you can truly compete with. So why not make that your goal? You should be competing with you. And if you want to compete with someone else, make sure that you're on their level. Okay? Make sure that you're on your level, because otherwise you'll find yourself scrambling. Just trying to do anything different, anything new. Some people, as soon as I do something a little bit different, add a little bit of this, add a little bit of salt, add a little bit of pepper. They throw in some salt and pepper or some Mrs. Dash. And it doesn't even look right. And that darn sure probably wouldn't taste right. But listen, people be peopling. No one should be your competition at work, at school, at church. Believe it or not, people are in competition at church. Who drives the better car? Who drives the most expensive car? Who owns the bigger house? The most expensive home? So you're going to go broke trying to keep up with your neighbors, your friends, your church members, your classmates, your associates, your frenemies, your enemies. You should not go broke trying to keep up with people that you don't compare with. Sometimes people are just going to have more than you, be able to do more than you, be able to do something different than you, be more creative than you. So you're going to find yourself doing every little thing that they do. You don't have a creative bone in your body. Come on. So compete with who you were days before, weeks before, months before, because you cannot compete where you don't compare when it comes to someone else. Sorry, but you can't. And then get an attitude when you get called out. What in the world? What in the entire world? Y'all hear that? Hello? Good, how are you? It's that time of the evening, y'all. It's the best time to be cutting grass, okay? I'm surprised I don't hear more people. I'm surprised that we don't hear more people. Thank you for those thumbs up. I appreciate those in the chat. I really, really do. You can say hello if you would like. If not, I just appreciate you being here, because any little bit of time or any large amount of time that you spend with me, you are appreciated, okay? I appreciate the subscribers, the ones who are passing through, right? I appreciate YouTube as a platform. More and more people are starting to get that, okay? Are we always happy with them? Not always. We're not always happy with a lot of things, right? But they don't have to allow us to have this platform. So before making out of yourselves and cursing out the platform, be appreciative. for whatever it is that the platform allows, as far as your subscriber growth, your channel growth. Some people just aren't meant to grow on this app, and some people are. Some people, it'll take one video. Some people, it'll take many. Some people, it'll take 1 week. Some people, it'll take years. Some people have better luck on other applications, right? So just make the best of it. Just like with exercise. You exercise for your health, wealth, and fitness. So once you exercise for all that, right, you will feel good. So what automatically usually comes with that? Looking good. So a lot of times people are so focused on looking good, but they don't do the things to contribute to that in the right way. Yeah, you can put on makeup, look like a Barbie doll or a model. Guys, you can put on the nicest suit in the men's wear store. But how do you feel? How do you feel? All right? Y'all know what Dion says. You feel good, you're going to look good. I don't care if you come out of the house with which you shouldn't, with a bonnet on, a raggedy house coat, your worst pair of slippers, house shoes. I don't care if you come outside looking like that, right? Or looking like you just came out of the garden, but you just came from inside, okay? You could have been working out. But guess what? There's going to be a look about you. Even though at first glance your appearance may look a little, well, maybe they just got up, they haven't been out for the day. But if you are feeling good, there's going to be something about you that still looks good, even in your worst clothes, okay? So listen, feel good, you'll look good. Look good, what does he say? You'll play good. But in that case of sports, you feel good, you play good. You play good, you get paid good. It's kind of like the same thing in life. Okay? Whether it's sports, whether it's work, whether it's participating in your civic organizations in your community, whether it's first and foremost just being a great person as far as being a parent, a child to someone, a spouse or mate to someone, a friend to someone, okay? So how many of you guys have those friends who they dress to the nines, they always look good, right? And you're like, I'll do that accordingly. I'll do it when it's time to do that. Like, I don't have to dress to the nines every day. And that's good, that's okay, because sometimes that's their uplift. That's what makes them, feel good mentally. So that's good. But when you say, hey, let's go to the gym, or let's go and walk, or let's go biking, and they look at you like, are you crazy? They look at you like that. So I don't know, but you probably feel a lot better than they do. If you guys went to tour a museum, they'll probably be like, I'm tired of all this walking. But they dress to the nines, right? And you'll be like, let's go. Let's go. Like my, ooh, who is that? Like my blue balls. Wait a minute. Like my blue, wait a minute, that's a member? Hold on. Like my, can we even say that? Because y'all know how funny YouTube is. Like, they let people name themselves whatever the heck they want to name themselves, right? But then there are certain things, even if it's someone's name, you be like, can I say that? Should I say that? This is a name. Oh, let me see. Let me stop. Step. Stefan, what are you doing? You being bad today. Stefan said, freak it up. Freak it up. Stefan said, freak it up. It's not Stefan. It's not gone. It's not bye. It's I like my blue. What's going on, Stefan? Thank you, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know when you sent that support, but I saw it probably a couple of hours ago. And I wish they would let us reply with a response. Like, you can put a message when you send something, but you could only reply with emojis. I'm so just like that with Cash App. I wish they would let us put in a little short response, right? So a person can get a message to you if they really needed to, but you can't get the message back. All you can do is like receive it. But hey, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate each and every person who supports me through Cash App. And some people come through sometimes and they hit the super chat or the super sticker. I understand why a lot of times people prefer Cash App because, if you give someone $10 to know that they're only going to get seven, I mean, it's a business, right? It is a business. So we know what time it is, but still, geez. Happy retirement days, comfort foods and more. Hey, Betty, welcome into the chat. Moderator, content creator. You guys check her out, please. Okay, check her out. She's got some wonderful food over there. Okay, and the one thing about it, she's always nice and always offers you a bite. All right, she's always nice and always offers you a bite. What's going on, Stefan? What's going on, Betty? I hope you guys had a wonderful week. Hope that you are prepared to have a wonderful weekend. And if you're not prepared, get prepared. Okay? All right? If you're not prepared, get prepared. If you're not ready, get ready. Okay? Because it's always best to be ready. But hey, we're human. Sometimes we can't always be ready. But we can get ready. We can get ready. The grace of God, we can get ready. Right? We talked about some of those R words. And again, for those of you who work on the weekends and you have to do this during the like a day or two during the week, that's fine. A lot of us have kids. Some have grandkids. You got nieces and nephews. You got children that you're active with in the community. And then you have work. You may even have school as well as your kids having school, right? So we get busy. It's like time to get up before you know it, and it's time to go to bed before you know it, and start all over again. I'm looking forward to the weekend. My week was so busy. Listen, get you some rest, okay? Because y'all know sometimes our weekends can be busy too. Now, if you have a vacation weekend coming up, that's a good thing. You can get you some rest. You're going to have some fun. You're going to probably be busy depending on how long your vacation is, where you're going, how far you're going, what you're going, to do. But that's okay. Sometimes vacations are meant to be busy too. But if you can, and you're on a vacation, get you some rest, a little bit. Or just chill, because that's considered rest. Just sit back, kick your leg up, okay? Kick your feet up. Let that blood flow back easier to the heart, right? Let it put less strain on your vessels, right? Get you some rest. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. I appreciate you. Get you some rest, right? Even if it's just a 2-day vacation, you need that break. So even if you're going to be busy, say you're going out of town, and it's kind of like a vacation, but not, because it's like you're going to a wedding or something. So you're going to really be busy. So sometimes we don't get a break, right? Because we have like those working vacations, be it for work on our everyday job, or we're going to help plan with a wedding or plan with some type of event for family and friends or yourselves. So when there's not a whole lot going on and you're just having your regular days and weeks, make sure to get you some rest. Take some time out and get you some rest each and every day. Get 15 minutes of you just sitting, okay? Inhaling, exhale. Focus breathing. Focus on your breathing. All right? Hold on, y'all. Okay, like just sit, do this every day. Even if you're at work on your 15-minute break, most of us get like two 15-minute breaks or 3 10-minute breaks, however they, do it. Take one of those breaks and just inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And if you can, instead of eating your snack then, eat your snack as you work, okay? Or plan to eat your snack on your next 10-minute break, okay? So just take that time, because after work, you may be so busy with getting dinner ready, okay? Because some people, even when they take the food down, they have to prepare it. So that is why it is a good thing to cook enough for like 2 days, 3 days if you can, okay? I know the kids may get bored with it. You may even get bored with it, but that's okay. So, on Sunday, a lot of people have big dinners on Sunday, soul food Sunday, or just after church meal Sunday, and they go out. But some people cook. And if you have a lot of company and friends, you may run out. But try to cook just a little bit, just enough so that you don't have to cook Monday, the first day of the working week. Okay? Stefan says, hey, everybody, so that you don't have to cook on that first day. Or make the first day your easy day. Like sometimes people are like, Friday, every man for himself. Well, it's okay to make that day be Monday, right? Every man for himself. But if you can, prepare enough Sunday that you'll have for Monday. And if you don't, and you cook, because sometimes you cook that on Saturday, just whatever you do, whatever day it is, try to make it last 2 days. Because, like I said, sometimes you carry work home, like, and you actually have to work at home, right? And even if not that, like some people are like, once I hit that clock, I'm done. Once I sign out, I'm done. Once it's time for me to get off, I'm done, right? Well, if you have kids, even if you only have one kid, there's homework. If they're really, really smart and Johnny on the spot, Susie on the spot, that's good, but you still have to check it. That is the one thing I think some people have gotten away from. You still have to check their homework from top to bottom. Check it. You still have to check their homework. And then, usually after about first grade, they start changing classes. So they get homework from 2 or 3 teachers, not kids, but teachers. So that starts early nowadays. And then by middle school or junior high, as some call it, you got like 4 to 6 teachers that you're getting homework from. In high school, same thing. You may have 4 to 6 teachers that you're getting homework from. So parents, adults, and not just parents, grandparents, aunties and uncles, really, really good friends who are like family. You're busy. They're busy helping you with these kids, right? Your kids, and like I said, those who have grandkids. So there's only 24 hours in a day. And if you work at least 8 and you got kids and you want to try to sleep 8, then that leaves you with 8 to do the things you need to do. Now you think of that like, okay, well, I'm at work for 8 hours. I get a lot done and it flies by, but it flies by. So when you're at home for those 8 hours, right, you got to think about it. Usually you spend 2 of those 8 getting ready for work and school. So now you're down to 6, right? Then you spend at least another hour or 2 if your kids are in sports. So now you're down to 4. And that other 4 is homework. Even if your dinners are prepared from the day before, eating. And then giving your kids a break. Kids don't want to just jump straight into homework after school. Now, some will do it and get it out of the way. And that can, it just depends on how your household works it out. But if they do that, knock it on out, get it out of the way. So they got like 3 hours to maybe watch TV, maybe 6 to 9. Some people go to bed at 8. So, because they want to get like 9 hours of sleep. So you got anywhere from 2 to 3 hours to really just chill. And as parents, once you've gotten there, say you get home at 4 o'clock, um, maybe 5 if your kids are in sports. Okay, you want them to at least be in bed at least by 10 if they have to get up like at 6, right? So you get home, you take a good hour to settle in, like 6 o'clock. Listen, the day flies by. It flies by. It flies by. So, do what you can. 6 to 8, you're getting ready, okay? 8 to 4, school, work, whatever you're doing. Again, sometimes school, if you're in, your kids are in sports, it can be 5 or 6 o'clock, right? So it's 12 down. You got 12 to go, but you got to sleep 8. So again, that leaves you 4 to kind of prepare food. Let them get a break. You get a break. And it's time to start getting ready for bed again. All right, so think about it like that. 24 hours in a day. You need to really get you 8 hours of sleep if you can. And me saying that is a lot different from what happens, because it didn't happen like that all the time in my household. I tried, but sometimes you're up, depending on what type of homework they got. You can have a smart whippersnapper, right? But sometimes, and they just handle it, right? But sometimes you have to help. I remember one night my mom and I sat up to like 2 o'clock doing homework. May have been later than that, because it was just something she was trying to help me get. Except for it was just something it was like those high Roman numerals. They were making us learn those back in the day. And it was something that we were doing with them that was just like irking me, but my mom was great at it. And it was like, even if you have the most patient teacher, if you're not getting it, and I'm not say teacher, I mean your parents, they get tired too. Right? So we finally got it all done. It was like after 2 o'clock and had to get up at 6. So, sometimes I say 10 to 8, but sometimes kids don't get into bed till like 12, 1 o'clock, depending on their schedules. If they're in sports, again, maybe don't get home till 6. And these teachers don't care. Like, I'm not saying that they don't care about them, but I'm saying they still require, the homework requirement is there, right? Your state has certain requirements, certain things that they have to teach. And so the kids have to get it done. So I see more and more schools now are trying to get away from homework, but sometimes you have to have it. So if you don't get home and you don't get off the practice field, you don't get out of cheer practice until like 6, and you get home at like 6. You get out of school like maybe 3. You practice till maybe 5. I'll say 5. And some people get out of school at 3:30. So see, it's easy to kind of keep pushing that time. So just say you really get home and get your stuff off your back, off your shoulders by 6, right? Well, mama and daddy gotta keep moving. They may tell you go ahead and just get you a break, because you've had a long day, 5 days a week. You may watch TV till 7, and then or 6:30. And if you got homework, you may go ahead and try to knock that out, because after you eat, it's over. When you get done eating, who wants to do homework? We will be at the kitchen table doing homework and eating at the same time. Because to me, that was a little bit better than when we had busy days. My kids were doing a lot. You get home, you want to give them again a break. All right, from about 5:30 to 6:15, 6:30. While they're watching TV or doing whatever they're doing, you're getting food prepared. Even if you prepared it from yesterday, you're getting it together. You're preparing the table, right? So after they eat, it's just like everybody else. It's just like, think about your Thanksgiving meal. You don't feel like doing anything after you eat. So some kids have, kids are full of energy, but they get tired too, okay? And then they know they got to get prepared for the next day and do all this again. So we would do homework at the table. Or I would give them that break, because we would get like maybe 5 o'clock. So about to 6, we start doing homework, because we try to get done eating by 7. So around 6, start doing homework. And hopefully if the teachers had some empathy, they didn't have to do a whole heck of a lot. And by 7, they're done and we're eating. And if they're still not done with homework, then we got to do it at the same time. We had to eat and do homework. And sometimes my kids would be like, they're just going to go straight to homework because they like to get it out of the way. So they get home, which was good, while I'm getting food ready and stuff, or even getting stuff ready for the next day as far as clothes and stuff like that. They're doing their homework. Then it's time to eat around 6:30 or 7. And after that, they just chill till about 10 and go to bed. After about 7:30, 7:45. Because you got to do it over again and you need your rest. Hold on, y'all. Okay, his music wasn't too bad. So, and if your kids didn't have sports, even then, like I said, you want to give them a break. Get out, get home by 4:30. And if you work evening shift, that was even a hassle because you had to make sure that, okay, your grandparents are good at being like more lenient. Now, some grandparents don't play. Some grandparents aren't lenient at all. They're with your kids the same way they were with you, okay? And, that can be a good thing. Make them stay on their P's and Q's with homework. But some grandparents are a little bit lenient. So if you're at work and you don't get off until 10 or 11 p.m., you've got to be checking in to make sure that they've done their homework. And if it was something that was hard, sometimes they'd be like, Mama, I couldn't do that. It was too hard. Or their dad, they'd be like, I couldn't do that. So that's another reason sometimes when you get off and you get home to like 12 midnight, then you don't really want to get them up. But if they're with someone being babysat, then you got to get them up, break their sleep, and get them home. And if they didn't finish homework, they either got to go to school with their homework unfinished. And some teachers are very understanding because guess what? Teachers go through the exact same thing with their kids. Or you got to get them up like about 5:30 and see if you can get that homework done. Hey, Joshua. Welcome to the chat, Joshua. You got to get them up at about 5:30, see if they can get that homework done. You've already had to break their sleep from grandmama's house. When you get there like 11:30 to pick them up, hopefully you get on home and get them back into bed by 12, depending on the distance you got to go. And then you got to wake them up. That's not even 6 hours. You wake them up around 5:30, Or if you get them up the regular time, like 6, or maybe if your kids get up at 6:30, get them up at 6. And you got to book it. You got to check that homework and see what gave them problems and see if you can work through it. And then let that be that. You just got to do it that way sometimes. So, and that's whether you're in a one-parent household or a two-parent household. Okay? So there's 24 hours in a day. And that's going to bring us to this. That is the very reason I say don't let bothered people bother you. You only have 24 hours in each day before the next day starts, right? Let that focus be on God, your family, and you. Let that focus be on God, your family, and you, okay? Because without God, you can't pull any of it off, right? So let your focus be on God, your family, and you. Don't let bothered people bother you. Don't let stressed people stress you out. Because you see, sometimes you can see that even through these apps, even when they don't put it on display, you can kind of tell by people's demeanor and their attachments to you that they don't have people attached to them at home the way that they would like. The spouse may or may not even be there, may or may not be coming home. May be coming home and they wish they stayed at their mama's house because they just argue. Right? So you can tell that by seeing how people are on here. I said 24 hours in a day, right? Some people on here 25 hours. They don't go to sleep. They don't go to sleep. And how do you know that, Lions? You got to be up to see it. No, you don't. No, you don't. But what do most of us do who do get some sleep? We go to bed, we get up. Look, some people get up and grab the phone. Get up and grab the phone. But that's just, and I'm talking about not teenagers, not college kids, full grown women and men with grandkids, let alone kids. But the best thing to do when you first get up is to do those stretches we talk about, right? From head to toe. You can do it right there in your bed. From head to toe. Work on that neck. Side to side. Tilt that chin forward. Carefully support your head on the side and hold that head back. Side to side, forward, backward. Small circles. Small circles. Rotate small circles to the left. Rotate small circles to the right. Pull those shoulders up and down. Up and down. Bring that left arm across your body and get a good stretch. Okay? In your shoulder again. And then put it out in front of you. As you lay there, pull the hand back with the other hand, with the left hand. You got that right body arm across that body. Now extend it out in front as you're lying in bed. And hold your hand, your right hand with your left hand, and get a stretch in your lower arm, your forearm. All right? Your biceps. Okay? And repeat that on the other side. Right? Pull those legs up. Okay? Pull that stomach into the bed. Pull those legs up. Work on that back. Getting a good stretch in the back before you get up. Okay? A good stretch in the back. You can do one leg at a time or you can do both legs, whichever is comfortable for you. All right? Then extend those legs back. If you do one at a time, you're going to do whichever leg you pulled up. You want to extend that foot at the ankle, then flex. Extend, then flex. Getting a nice stretch in that calf muscle. Okay? And you can do both of those at the same time, however you like to do it. Then sit up, pull your feet down to the side of the bed first. All right? Sit up to the side, get up, and get your day started. Get you a cup of water. Some people do coffee. If you do coffee, get your coffee. Whatever it is that you do to get your gears grinding. What's some of the channels you watch? I'm gonna have to email you, Stefan. I'm gonna email you, because when you put what you watch on here, the main people you trying to get away from, all of a sudden they start popping up in the chat. All of a sudden, y'all see that frog? These frogs be on the rampage, buddy. They be on the road. I'm gonna email. You got email? Email me, Stefan. My email is on my description. It's patience is love 1 at proton.me. Because I can tell you what type of channels: family channels, couples channels, and different types of couples. I like to watch the auto channels, like auto body mechanics and stuff like that. Any type of auto channel, whatever it is, auto. And there's so many of them, so I can kind of say that. but the names, I can't say the names, because let me tell you, these big birds be stalking you like they literally stalk you on here. And then it's like, for every time a person asks me, how do you know if you don't watch them? Because I know where I go. And if I never seen you there before, and all of a sudden you trying to do everything that channel does, and you just popping up, and 9 times out of 10, they met them in my chat. Now here, it's like, I can't get rid of you. But I can't get rid of you. It's a million channels on here. But email me and I'll tell you. Because I never did get into the movies yet like I want to do. I watched a few African movies. I can't even tell you the name of them because it was like spur of the moment. It was like kind of like back when we were talking about it a few times. I had watched a couple that just kind of popped up. I'm thinking maybe I glanced through one or something, because you know, as soon as you look at something on these apps, they start recommending it, right? So I can't even remember the name. I remember some things that happened, you know, the storylines and stuff, especially in the romantic ones, but like the channels. And then too, everybody, like I always say, we're all in communities on here, or like little neighborhoods. Everybody want to do the same thing. Everybody want to call what they do the same thing. What's the difference? What is the difference? What difference are you making? Where's the creativity? Do you have a creative bone? Like, like, and it's okay to do the same thing. But when you go from one channel doing it or two channels to now 5 and everybody's in the same chats, like, what is the difference? So it's like you get bored. You get bored. Now people get bored over here easily because I'm not trying to be with no drama unless you want a problem, we got a problem. But other than that, I don't be trying to be with no mess. But some of these old, like my grandma used to say, rusty grown women. And they be wondering why older people say rusty foots or rusty grown folks. Because they say that because they should be well beyond that by now. Some of the things as adults that we do, we should be well beyond. And me too, there's certain things I do. But there are certain things that I probably should be well beyond, but it's just my personality. It's just my personality. I watch Wayne's World and Nigerian movies now. I burned out. Listen, I'm burned out with Wayne's World. Now that is one that everybody kind of knows that I watch, Wayne's World. But let me tell you a funny story about that, Stefan. Somebody I'm gonna slow down because it's been like 42 minutes. Somebody came into my chat talking about what I said, and Wayne's. I'm like, I don't be seeing you, so you just watch, right? So you just watch, but most importantly, you just watch the chat. Because when I do see somebody like in a chat, not like a live, but I'm like in a comment section, I don't come back to my channel and be like, oh, I saw you in so-and-so. Maybe that's your getaway. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's your guilty pleasure. Or maybe that's, like I said, over the way and the places I've been so far, there were things that nobody was doing. And then they just start doing it when you do it. And it's like, they don't expect you to get a little perturbed by it. And I don't get perturbed by the fact that they're doing it. But it's when somebody's repeating everything I say. Every time I put a certain piece of music on something, they put that music on something. Every time I say this, they start trying to say this. And then when I call it out, they try to switch it up. But that lets you know that they don't know what they're talking about because they don't know the language. They don't know the education behind it, right? I like being different. I like being alike, but I like being different too. So I'm like, I just stopped going to certain chats. I think I go to, as far as like people that I communicate with, like we're in this chat like right now, I think I go to 5 chats. I go to 5. I let the rest of them go. Because the more you go, the more you'll get recommended their stuff. You know, it's okay to be subscribed to them, but you know how people say, I didn't get the notification. A lot of times you don't get the notification if you don't really actively go often. So I just do it like that. I still want to support them, so I stay subscribed. But I stopped going. I turn off the notifications for it because I get tired of seeing the same people after about 2 or 3 months, especially if they come into your chat, then you're seeing the same thing. I get tired of that. And it's like, geez, I try to do that a little bit different. They'll even do stuff. You start doing something different. Even if they don't do the exact same thing, then they start doing something different. It lets you know that they're thirsty. They feed off of you like parasites. Oh, she doing this now. So I'm not going to do that because I know her. She be funny. But I'm going to do this. It's like you notice every little change. So it's like, and I only know that with like 4 people. With 4 people. Because I noticed when they did it, it was intentional. So I always check. And they never pass the test. And yeah, you can give tests if you want to. That's your prerogative, right? You can give tests if you want to. They never change. They always fail the test because they always gonna do. They're always gonna do it. If you say, okay, this week I'm gonna do jumping jacks every day for 30 minutes. Next week or 2 weeks later, then they're only gonna do push-ups every day as their exercise. You know, it's like the format. The format. Sometimes they follow the format, the blueprint. They try to follow the blueprint. So it may not be exactly, precisely, just like that. But They try to follow the blueprint. Oh, she changed this. She's doing this now. So let me start doing this now. I'm not gonna do exactly what she's doing, but I'm gonna do. So it's like I just stopped going to certain chats. Cause I'm gonna say something. I might not cuss somebody out unless warranted, but I'm gonna say something. I usually laugh. And they get perturbed when you laugh because they know you laughing at what they're really doing. They know that it's truth. It's truth to what you're saying. So some people like to say, all I do is complain. Nah, you would say that because you're the perpetrator. You're the offender. So when you hear somebody complaining, you get offended because you're the one that's offending them. People don't like to be called out. They don't like for their mess to be recognized. Yes, I got maybe 5 people I watch will go to the chat. Yeah, I noticed that makes it a lot better. And I try not to, I go and I lay low. Like I speak because I support them. Like I truly support them. But I don't even do shout outs like I used to. Because as soon as you put it on there, oh, go check out so-and-so. Now, if they come in my chat, like Betty is a content creator. Any content creator who comes in my chat, of course, I'm going to shout them out and ask, people to support. But the ones that just come in your chat every now in the blue moon, and then they be everywhere else. Because like I said, I watch, but I don't necessarily be in the chats communicating. But then they come over. Even if they can just get 2 people out of your chat to come and hit their channel, they good. They good with that. Then you don't see them anymore, and next thing you know, they eating that person up. So I'm like, nah. This still grown folks, but we still like the app is like a big high school. And just like I would in high school, primary, elementary, anything, I call it out. I'll say something, but I told y'all my patience are short, right? And honestly, the app has helped me with that. It's helped me with having more patience because I understand now when you laugh at somebody or laugh at their actions, that bothers them even more than them bothering you. That bothers them even more than them bothering you. Because you can laugh and be petty about it, but be petty enough and laugh just enough so that they know you're talking about them. So that's why I'm like, people be like, I don't do subliminals. I don't really do subliminals either when it's a serious matter. But when it's something where I got you peeped, we peep you out, then I do subliminals then because I see it can be annoying to them. So if they're going to be annoying to me, then I'm going to be annoying to them. And I'm going to do a few subliminals. Because what the saying is, hit dogs holler. If it don't apply, let it fly. If it's not meant for you, it won't bother you. So, and then sometimes people just want you to get out of character. Now, like I said, when people bother you, that means people want a problem with you. So you may be the type of person that you don't want a problem. But when they want a problem, then they got a problem. And then you got people on here that telling people what to watch, what not to watch, how to do stuff. Like, when it comes to stuff like that, my thing is, if you don't like somebody, yeah, you probably shouldn't be watching them because if you don't like them, the cortisol level goes up, right? But I ain't going to get on here and say that to people. Like, I'll say it like generally talking, like we're talking now. If I don't like somebody, it depends on the reason I don't like them. If they attach to me like single white female or single black female, I'm going to watch them just enough to see, is this big bird still doing what she does, right? But I'm not going to watch. I'm not fixing to support to watch a whole video. I watch just enough to see and to know that I'm right. That's just like when they say, well, how do you know if somebody's in every chat if you go to sleep or if you don't always have a phone? Because as soon as you go to hit on some of the replays, if the chat is open, like I always use the example, if you get up, you go to sleep, right? You get up like 6 o'clock. You're getting ready. Sometimes like 6 o'clock, you'll, check the app or whatever. Once you started getting ready, eating your breakfast, or once you get to work. 10 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning. You'll see certain people in chats all over the place. And you'll be like, damn, did they go to sleep? So yeah, you can easily see it without you actually doing it yourself. Because when you get up and you do get into the phone and you do get into the application, that person has made it clear that they work like day, right? So they're all up in, like Suge Knight said, you know what he said, all up in the videos during their work shift. All up in the videos when they get off work, which is fine. But then overnight, they all up in the so like they sleep 3 to 4 hours. Those people sleep 3 to 4 hours, if that. Or when they go to sleep, if they get up to use the restroom 2 times, they grab the phone. That's how they goes. They grab the phone. They grab the phone. And it's like, geez, do you get a good, like, I won't even say 8, like 6 hours. Because remember we were talking about the kids in school. Sometimes by the time you get them home, it's 12 o'clock. They got to get up at 6. And they don't really fall back asleep till 12:30, 1 o'clock before they get into REM sleep, good sleep. Then they didn't even get 6 hours of sleep, you know? So I'm like, just like kids after a certain age, adults need to get some sleep, right? They need to get sleep. But you wake up, I said, you getting breakfast started, you get to work, or you getting your day started if you're off that day, and you see that they've been all up and through there. Especially in a lot of places that they never went until they came into your chat. So that's why I said I don't go into too many chats anymore. I go into certain ones, right? Certain ones, about 5. I'm trying to see if I can think of the 5 now. Yeah, it's 5. It's what is this coming out of my pocket? Loca. Yeah, it's like 5. Rock, Loca, and the other 3 I won't say, because as soon as you say, here come the grabber holders. I call them the grabber holders. As soon as you say, here come the grabber holders, grabbing on, latching on to you. So again, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. Okay, do something good for yourselves. Thank you guys for those thumbs up. I appreciate you. Get you some rest. Relax. Release the things that bother you, don't bring you good vibes. Release the things that don't make you feel good about whatever. Okay, Stefan, remember who you are, remember who you were, remember who you want to be. Okay, recuperate. Take some time, make sure that you recuperate. It's been a long week. Remember Betty said she had a long week, so recuperate, relax. See, we do more than relax, relate, and release. We relax, we relate to what we can. We release the things that we don't need, right? We resolve the issues that we can. Okay, we remember who we are, who we would like to be. We remember things that we used to do that brought us joy, so that we can kind of visit those things, revisit those things again. Okay, we want to replenish our cups, refill our cups, refill our hearts, minds, body, and souls, because it's mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual, right? We want to restore. Sometimes you can reconstruct some things. Make sure that you are respectful. All right? Make sure that you don't allow disrespect, but make sure that you are respectful, right? Reevaluate some things. Reevaluate you. Reevaluate some of your actions. Reevaluate some of your goals. Remember, we talked about, always talking about New Year's resolutions and goals and things like that. It's already August. It's already August. So that's the end of the second third. Is that how you would say it? About to go into the third of the year. Is that how you would say it? Like the second, third, August. So September, October, November, December. Yeah. That's it. Yes, going to bed, church in the morning, good night. Oh, okay, you got church. Listen, listen, listen. Enjoy yourself at church, Stefan. Have a nice time. Soak up the words and have a wonderful weekend. You and baby girl and your mom. And that is to each and every one of you guys who came into the live, who came into the chat, who stopped by for a few seconds, a few minutes, a portion of, whether it was the beginning, the middle, or end. I appreciate you, okay? So y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. And y'all know what it is. Don't let other people bother you. I told y'all. Don't let stress people stress you out. Because see, some people they'll be stressed, but they'll try to stress you out. Right? Because they say misery loves company. And it's not even always that misery loves company. They may not be miserable, but they enjoy seeing other people be miserable. So don't find yourself in a miserable lounge, okay? A misery lounge. Simply because other people are in there. They got you in there. They were nice, cool, gave you something to drink, gave you something to eat. Then they unzipped those sheep's clothing and the wolves came out. All right? So I wish y'all peace, positivity, and prosperity. Because what? Without the peace, there's chaos. Without the positivity, there's negativity. And wherever those two roam, you fail to prosper to your fullest potential. And I want you guys to prosper. Okay? I want to prosper. We all want to prosper. We need to prosper. So I will see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk and LionsPride. Maybe this weekend. I hope one day this weekend. If not, Lord willing, next week. Because some of us don't put everything that we do every day, even when we do things for ourselves like exercise, right? Because that's your you time. That's my me time. So we do these walk and talks in the evening. Bye, y'all.